The gel application process can be very easy, but sometimes that takeoff can be challenging. Let me give you 11 tips that will help you master removing any gel application. You're going to need a few tools, and I've listed them on the screen. The first step in the gel removal process would be to take off the top coat and the gel polish. This is that shiny layer that basically encapsulates your gel polish and your builder gel. Notice I'm going in downward strokes, and I'm setting my eFile at around 15, the speed, and I'm in the forward motion. Again, this should really help to break through and expose that builder. You also want to make sure that you have a dust collector so that your workstation and space doesn't get all dusty and you don't have to do all that cleanup. I'm applying very little pressure. I'm letting the eFile do all the work. You don't want to over direct your nail bit. You want to keep it flush to the nail. By doing so, this will allow you to safely remove your product. Also, look at the speed. You don't want to keep your bit in one location. You want to constantly keep your bit moving. By doing so, you will avoid heat spikes. As I remove this layer, notice how I'm not spending too much time in one spot. I'm consistently moving the bit around to avoid generating heat, and I'm also paying close attention to that sort of last base layer, because that layer is the last layer of gel that I have before I expose my natural nail. And I don't want to get too close to my natural nail with this coarse bit. If you get close to your natural nail, you will do damage. You're going to scrape you're going to tear your damn nail up. This bit is like a grinder. It has like little teeth, little grooves in it. So if you're not careful with placement and how fast you're going to damage your natural nail. That's why I keep my nail bit, my eFile correction, at 15, because it allows me to maintain control of my instrument without going too fast too soon. I don't want to take off too much product, and before I know it, I'm down to the natural nail. I want to slowly pace myself so that I can remove the gel in a safe and secure manner. Make sure you have a brush so that you can dust off any dust that may be collecting there. And this also allows you to see your work and see exactly how far down you've gone. Let's repeat the steps that we just did on a new nail using the thumb. We're going to break through that top layer to expose the builder and then file everything off underneath. Now I'm being extra cautious here because I really don't want to overfile. It is very easy to overfile when you get near or close to the base being your natural nail. If you look closely, I'm angling the bit so that the base is doing the most of the work. I'm not dragging it across side to side. I'm not doing any of that. I am slowly but surely holding my file and controlling how much product I take off by keeping that speed consistent and using the same bit. And I'm going in a downward motion and I'm rotating from side to side so that I can remove this gel safely and that I'm not damaging my natural nail. For a beginner, I would say that it should take you about 2 to 3 minutes per finger to remove your gel if you're just starting out. Now, of course, if you're a little bit more experienced, you're going to move a little bit faster than someone who's beginning. For myself, I can take off my gel in under 10 minutes, and that's for both hands. But again, I'm a little bit more advanced. For someone who is not, if you're a beginner, It should take you somewhere between 2 to 3 minutes to remove the gel from each finger, especially since you're going slow and steady. Now, you never want to file all the way down to the natural nail. You always want to leave a little bit of gel on the nail because you can, hurt yourself or damage. If you're doing it on someone else, a client, you can do that as well. You can damage the client's nail. So I always like to leave a little bit of gel there, and I will soak that off with some acetone and a cotton round and a little bit of foil. Soak my nails for about 10-15 minutes just to let everything come off, and then whatever else doesn't come off, I'll scrape that down. But you want to leave just a little bit of gel on the natural nail so that you're not damaging your nail. Now I'm using heavy duty aluminum foil, and I'm going to tear off a piece. I'm going to fold it in half, and I'm going to cut it into little strips. I like doing this myself. You can also buy the strips already pre-made, but sometimes I find that the cotton piece that they put inside of the foil strip is just not thick enough or large enough for me, and so I prefer to take the cotton rounds, and then I will cut the cotton round into sections. So for my thumbs, I will usually cut a cotton round down the center, and then for the individual fingertips, the smaller fingertips, I will then cut that half piece into cut it in half one more time, so that I'm now able to get 4 pieces out of one cotton round. So I usually will take I usually use 3 cotton rounds to soak off. So I'll use 1 for my thumbs and then 2 for my fingers, and then taking a little bit of the cuticle oil to avoid the excessive dry out, because acetone will dry your hands and your skin out. I put that there, and I'll put a little piece of foil around that, and then I'll soak my nails off to get the remaining part of that gel off for the next 10 to 15 minutes. After about 10 to 15 minutes, any gel that is still remaining on my nail, I'm going to take the dual-ended cuticle pusher that I have, and I'm going to use the scraper to help scrape off the remaining gel of my nail. It's not damaging my natural nail. It just allows me to push that remaining product off of my natural nail in preparation for my dry manicure. And just like that, we've removed all the gel. And that was simple. It wasn't as complicated as some may think it is. And I think that also we did it without damaging our natural nail. So I hope this step-by-step guide helps you feel more confident using your eFile to safely remove your gel. And thanks for watching.